Welcome to Marble CD090408. I predict in the future we will look back upon this marble as the first marble in my second phase of my marble career, if you can have a career in marbles. I am signifying this event by cleaning off my workbench. All the old broken marbles, the cracked ones, the ones that didn't make it, all my old mistakes have been wiped clean and are now behind me, and I am starting with a clean slate, and I consider myself now officially in my intermediate phase. I'm going to go back through some old designs and update them and continue to do what I do, combine and create new designs. This first design was inspired by my 25th high school reunion. I just got back. Larned Senior High School, class of '83. Better recognize. This design I'm going to make a series of these marbles, and these marbles will be sent out to my friends from my old high school days, and it's going to be a private collection, a little limited edition series, and then I'll go back and continue to update all my old designs. We're going to do an air trap wigwam cage. Let me rephrase that. It's a wigwam caged air trap core. How about that? Basically, we're just going to trap some air in between two 12 mil clear rods, draw some lines with my school colors, orange, black, some white, and then wigwam. Throw a little disco sparkle in there too. I think we'll do that. In between the lines of orange and black, get that little ooh, ooh effect. Do the hustle, you know. Gotta have some flavor in there. Alright, first things first. Get a nice gather of clear. Alright, now we got the gather nice and hot. All we're going to do is we're going to take that metal scratch all there. I got it $1.50 at Big Lots, I think. Just any metal, sharp, pointy object. And we're just going to jab it right down the center of the rod, creating a little cavity. And then we're going to use this other clear rod to cap it and trap the air inside, and that will be our air trap core. I don't know if you can see the indentation there. That's it. Now we're just going to cap it. There's what it looks like just attached. Now I'm just going to fuse that glass all together, trapping that bubble in the middle. Alright, it's important that you fully fuse this glass together and leave no trace of a seam or anything. You want no stress in there for it to crack later. You have to relieve every last bit of stress that there is, just where it's just one piece of glass with a bubble in the middle. Otherwise it'll crack later, and that's not what you're looking for. Relieve all the stress. Alright, now we've got all the stress relieved, the bubble's trapped in there. We're just going to draw lines, a cage, around the bubble. And there's what it looks like with the first set of lines. I drew 3 lines of orange. So the bottom will be orange. Going to put a layer of black on top of that, some white, orange. We'll just layer, 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 and then in between, in the clear, we'll add more clear, and then we'll trap a layer of disco sparkle in there in a minute. We'll go thick line of clear, disco sparkle, thick line of clear. But we'll build these lines up first. Alright, we got a layer of orange, black, and white. We're going to work these down a little bit. Add on a couple more layers, work them down until we get a nice big fat ribbon. And then we'll layer the clear and the disco sparkle in between the gaps. Alright, there we got our first layer of clear down in between the layers of color. This will keep the color from expanding too far and not allowing the window through to see the air bubble core, the air trap. So it'll keep the ribbons thicker from spreading out too far. We're just going to continue to lay on more layers and work them in, relieving the stresses as we go along. It's a slow process, but it helps build patience. Here we're about halfway through melting this all in and relieving all the stresses. I've added another layer of clear on top of the previous layer and a couple more layers of black and orange on top of the previous color layers. Each layer I add on, I melt it in and relieve the stresses. You gotta understand that there's different, I guess, specific gravities in the glass due to the impurities that they add to form each different color. So there's slightly different consistencies. And so where the different colors of glass layer up against each other, there are stresses inherent due to the differences of the glass. So you need to make sure you melt them all the way through and fuse them together and relieve all those stresses. I am slightly worried at this point because I just realized I didn't pull my disco sparkle out into a thin rod, and that is nothing but metal mixed in glass, and so that is extremely stressful. And so at some point I am going to have to keep this warm while slowly warming that up and pulling it out into a thinner rod of glass. It will be difficult, but I know I can do it because I have already visualized the completed marble. I know what it looks like. So I must be able to do this. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to visualize the finished product. It's important when you come across problems that you don't waste valuable energy worrying about failure. If you do that, your subconscious just focuses on the failure instead of focusing on the successful, completed object. Yeah, working it, getting there, working it. Confidence is sexy. Right? First line, disco sparkle on, keeping everything warm, taking a break. Step one in a series of small steps to achieve the overall goal. That's right. Confidence is sexy. That's right. Two down. Now I'm going to have to make another pull because I've run out of thin. Two down, one to go. Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to have to take a cold shower when I get out. I am sweating up like a storm. It's getting hot in here. Stop it. Get your mind out of the gutter. There's kids watching this, for crying out loud. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There is nothing more satisfying than conquering a challenge. Okay, maybe there's one or two things, but it feels good. It feels good. Gonna layer another layer of clear on top of the disco sparkle. Melt it all together. Relieve all the stresses. And then we'll do our twisting and terminating and shaping and final polishing, and then we'll stick it in the kiln to cook.